Before we continue with this video, visit my new business venture, carmarshal.com. For your next vehicle purchase, we advertise over 100,000 vehicles nationwide. That's carmarshal.com. The link is in the description.
Can anybody help me?
When did you get here?
I have pain in my lungs and I can breathe.
How long have you been here?
Yesterday.
This woman was handcuffed, left overnight inside a Denver jail holding cell. No food, no water, no way to reach the toilet. Denver 7 Investigates reporter Jace Larson is live tonight at DPD's District 3 near University I-25. And Jace, you learned she's not the only person this happened to.
Yeah, that's exactly right. These jail holding cells, the temporary ones, are meant to be just that, temporary. You know, when an officer puts you in one of these cells, that officer has the ultimate power. So when we learned about 3 separate instances of someone being forgotten, we thought it was important to report.
All right, I'm going to need your coat.
It is 5:10 in the evening.
All right, and your shoes?
Victoria Ugalde had just been arrested.
I knew that I had the traffic ticket, that it wasn't clear.
Officers discovered that she had a warrant for not paying a fine from 2013. That's when she was caught driving on a revoked license. At District 3, police chained her left arm to the bench for what should have been only a short while.
You'll get it all back here in a few minutes. Okay.
Minutes turned to hours.
And yet the cell was too cold. And I was looking in the camera. Can anybody help me? And then nobody.
At 10:51, handcuffed with no way to reach the toilet that's just a few feet away, she had to make a choice.
I was pee. I was with a handcuff on the teeth, and I was pee right there.
During the night, Victoria figured out a way to get out of the handcuff. Police didn't know it, though, because no one was checking on her like they're supposed to. Did anybody bring you water or food?
Nothing. The only thing I wanted is they helped me to use the bathroom. Yeah, nobody was there. And I was screaming, can anybody help me, please? Nobody.
3 shifts later, a new officer finally discovered Victoria at 5:56 a.m., almost 13 hours later.
Can anybody help me?
When did you get here?
I have pain in my lungs and I can breathe.
How long have you been here?
Yesterday.
Is that acceptable?
Absolutely not.
Jess Vigil disciplines Denver's police officers. He suspended Officer Sean Kelly, who was there for most of Victoria's stay. Kelly was suspended for 3 days. He told investigators that he didn't see Victoria on the cell's security camera because he was reading a book, Emotional Intelligence 2.0. You're paying this guy $85,000 a year, and he says he was caught up reading a book instead of working while this woman was sitting in jail.
Right.
Does that sit well with you?
Not at all. It should not have occurred, but you're absolutely right. It doesn't sit well with me, and it doesn't sit well with the department.
We discovered it happened again in February when this man was forgotten for 9 hours. Then again in July when police forgot about this woman for 9 hours. Vigil suspended officers in those cases too. How did this happen 3 times?
Well, that's an interesting question because obviously it's a concern for us.
Is there a problem with people following the rules?
I don't believe there's a problem with people following the rules. The rules are in place. These were unique incidents. Why we had 3 this year, I can't answer that.
Deputy Chief David Quinones says the department's solution is creating a department-wide policy that requires officers to physically check on inmates at the holding cell doors. If people won't even watch the video camera, the video feed from the cell, what makes you think they're actually going to get up and walk around and visually look at someone?
Because it's an expectation that we have of them to do that.
When I see a police, I just care.
Victoria hopes that by sharing her story, no one else will be forgotten.
For me, it was a long time, to 6 o'clock in the afternoon, to 6 o'clock in the morning. We didn't do nothing.
Well, she was eventually taken to the downtown jail. She spent 54 days in jail there as part of her sentence. We do want to keep all of this in perspective for you, though. We've just told you about 3 instances here, but there are thousands of people who go through the holding cell process every year without any problems. We're live in downtown Denver. Jace Larson, Denver 7.
Interesting, Jace. Thank you. And we know officers in 2 of the 3 incidents, they have been in trouble before.
Officer Kelly was disciplined for tossing a bag of marijuana at a colleague and for pointing a gun at someone as a joke.
And Officer Ramon Young had inappropriate contact with a woman while he was on duty.
Watch. Forgetful cops caught torturing multiple women in holding cells get slap on wrists. Denver police have left individuals in holding cells for up to 13 hours with no food, no water, and no toilet access at least 3 times this year. By Rachel Blevins, November 4, 2017. Denver, surveillance footage has revealed a horrific ongoing epidemic in the Denver Police Department in which individuals are forced to spend the night restrained by handcuffs in temporary holding cells with no access to food, water, or a toilet. According to a report from Denver 7 Investigates, the cruel treatment has happened at least 3 times this year, and the officers who were responsible for checking on the suspects every 30 minutes faced alarmingly short suspensions for leaving them to suffer for several hours. When individuals are arrested, they are sent to temporary holding cells where they are supposed to stay for no more than 1 hour until they are transferred to the city jail. However, in the case of Victoria Ugalde, she was left in a holding cell for 13 hours. "They forgot about me," Ugalde told Denver 7. "I was looking in the camera, I was saying, can anybody help me? And then, nobody." Ugalde was initially arrested in January for the crime of failing to pay a traffic ticket on time after she was riding in the passenger seat of a friend's car that was pulled over by a police officer. When she was taken into custody, she was told to remove her jacket, sweatshirt, and shoes before she was handcuffed to a bench in the holding cell. Advertisement. "The only thing I wanted was someone to help me use the bathroom. Nobody was there," Ugalde said, noting that after 6 hours of being chained to a bench, she was in such excruciating pain that she managed to pull down her pants and urinate on the floor. Read more. Grossly incompetent cops arrest hero who stopped a robbery instead of the robber. The initial officer who was supposed to check on Ugalde every 30 minutes, did not do his job, and at least 4 officers who were supposed to check on Ugalde during the night, went through their entire shifts and failed to do so. The surveillance footage from the cell shows the torture Ugalde was forced to endure as she finally managed to slip her hand out of her handcuff around midnight, which allowed her to curl up on the floor in an attempt to sleep. She later told Denver 7, she was so afraid of police catching her with her hand out of the handcuff that she later slipped it back in. The report claimed that Officer Sean Kelly said that even when checking the security monitors that were right in front of him, he failed to notice she was there for 13 hours because he was wrapped up in reading a book, titled Emotional Intelligence 2.0. Yet even with such a ridiculous excuse, Kelly was slapped with a 3-day suspension, and he is now back on the job. The other desk clerks who also failed to check on Ugalde, and to report her situation to a supervisor, were given written reprimands. In response to the inhumane treatment, Deputy Director of the Denver Department of Safety Jess Vigil said, "It should not have occurred. It doesn't sit well with me and it doesn't sit well with the department." However, this is not the first or even the second time this has happened in the Denver Police Department this year. According to the report, the next incident happened less than a month later when a woman was once again arrested after she was the passenger in a vehicle that was pulled over by a police officer. The woman was forced to remain in a holding cell for 9 hours. Read more. Mother called police because her son had a warrant. Cops showed up and killed him. While the desk officer who was held responsible for the second incident, Officer Ramon Young, was suspended for 10 days, Denver 7 noted that he was working desk duty after prior suspensions for inappropriate contacts with women on duty. The situation happened once again in July when a man was arrested for suspected domestic violence and forced to spend 10 hours in a holding cell. The desk officer in his case, Officer Brian Kloss, was suspended for 6 days. As the Free Thought Project has reported, a similar incident occurred in Douglas County, California, in 2014, when 2 teenagers were left in a holding cell for an entire weekend in the dark, with no food. An even more horrific incident occurred in San Diego, California, in 2012, when a man was arrested for allegedly smoking cannabis at a friend's house, and he was left in a holding cell for 5 days. Despite that fact that the man almost died from dehydration, near kidney failure, and a perforated lung from a suicide attempt, not a single DEA agent was fired or indicted on criminal charges. In the case of Victoria Ugalde, her daughter told Denver 7 Investigates that the family is considering a lawsuit against the Denver Police Department for the inhumane treatment Victoria endured after she was arrested for failing to pay a traffic ticket.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I found that I had to make a change this ending on my videos, letting you know about the channel and fair use laws, you know, how we can report on other people's reporting and how it's good, how it's bad, etc. But you guys can look it up yourself. It is legal. It's in there. But like I've told you before, that I've been cut off from making money on YouTube for 4 years. It's really weird, bizarre, but they cut the money off, but they said you can keep the channel, and now YouTube makes all the money. And if you get bored, plug it into Social Blade website, and you'll see that they are making a huge amount off the site. Right now it's at 63 million views, 53,000 subscribers, almost 3 million views a month. You know, trying to wake people up, and I make nothing. In fact, I got a customer that's ex-congressman. He said if I could ever find a lawyer, sue YouTube on it. But because this is nuts. 4 hours a day, and to save America. You know, but at the same time, it's worth it. Look at what our founding fathers did. They died for this country. So, but getting back to the money part, this is why I'm redoing the video. Is my dream of everyone giving $1, and it's going to be $53,000 a year, or if they did Patreon, which you know, can be monthly. That is not working. That'd be great if it did. Nothing is perfect. And I appreciate the people that do donate, you know, what they can on PayPal. And there again, I'm letting you guys know that is not much. It is, you know, monthly is, oh my god. So anyways, yes, you cannot live on it. It's very, very, very low amount. But the dollar things, I do appreciate that. But when I first said everybody give $1, that's not working. I'm just letting you guys know it's, yeah, that's that dream. Everybody gives $1. 53,000 subscribers, it's not working. So yes, if you can give more than that, you know, I appreciate it. Like I said, you know, I'm in a unique situation where, you know, we're already debt free, and I'm not rich, but with the little business that we have, I am able to do what I am able to do 45 hours a day, you know, letting you guys know what's going on. In 4 years, I've did the whole thing myself. 12,000 videos on there. I literally get emails where people are like, holy crap, I never knew it was this bad. And it is this bad, and it's getting worse every day because we have the internet, we have cell phones, we have cameras everywhere now, and it's just disgusting what's going on. And then, as you guys know too, we got Trump, we got Jeff Sessions doing a war on drugs, and now he wants to go after the forfeiture laws again. It's just unfreaking real. So if you can give more than that dream of everybody giving $1, yeah, that old video, that's not working. They're not, they're just not. So anyways, if you can give more than that dream is not working. Hardly anybody is giving. There you go. So that's why I'm remaking the video. If you can give more than that, that would be great. And there again, like I said, the Patreon's there. There is some people on there that are starting to give, but there again, it's very, very low. And like I said, I don't want to get rich off of that. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because, you know, it's still so stinking corrupt. It's not even funny. My court case that I'm going to be paying out of my pocket myself with Charlotte County's coming up. They illegally looked me up and then posted all my information on LEOAFFAIRS website. They basically doxed me, however you want to say that. I forget what the word is, and they outed me, man. And that information on that site went out to 500 sheriffs, deputies, people that work at the jail, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, it is very, very scary, but we're going to do a federal case, 1983 case, violating freedom of speech. We have 17 cameras in the house now. We got 2 cameras in the car. I always carry a camera plus a cell phone. A lot of people are highly recommending I get a vest now. If I could, if the wife would let me, I would run for sheriff. We are trying to push the thing nationwide right now. Where just to mix it up and to get the topics out there is register to run for sheriff, NPA, no party affiliation, as a write-in, and that is completely free, and you can participate in the elections. And there's a lot of stuff. We got a guy, James McLinnis in Pinellas County, Tampa, who almost won. He experienced the corruption himself. The story is unbelievable. Look him up. It's mind-blowing what they did. It pissed him off. He is very, very smart. He has way more money than I did. He ran for sheriff at the last 3 months last year in 2016 and almost won. He got all of the black vote. And the reason why he did that is because he ran in, I will not bust, we're in Florida, I will not bust anybody for weed anymore unless it's an ungodly huge amount, like pounds. And then he also ran in, no more victimless crimes, no more of this freaking road pirate bull crap. And then he was going to cut the budget by 30%. And when you think about that, you can. If you stop the road pirates, you can get rid of a bunch of people. Gone. So, the wife has been saying, yes, I can, yes, I can't. So I don't know. We're trying to find somebody that can do it because I am busy doing this anyways. But, so I'm making a video, like I said, that $1 a month from everybody, you know, for 53,000 subscribers, that is not working. I'm just letting you guys know. Absolutely give way more than $1 a month. If you can, I appreciate anything. By the way, remember too, when you give that, PayPal takes like freaking 15 to 20%, so it's even worse than that. But, and there again, like I'm letting you guys know, it's way, what I get is very, very low. Appreciate it, but it is very, very low. Can't live on it. I'm just, you know, I'm working, and that's what I'm working on. And that court case is going to cost a buttload of money. That's federal court. Just the filing fees and the depositions that we're going to be doing with this corrupt cop. So there's another reason to give. We are going to be doing a deposition with this very corrupt. He was in a drug squad. He is a bad guy. He's on steroids. We heard steroids are rampant here. That's why their attitude is so bad. And we are going to get him on video, and it will be on YouTube. So that case alone is $5,000 just to bring it to court, and that's my money out of my pocket. So there's another reason to give, and give way more than $1 if you can. So keep that in mind. This is the new video, and I see, God, I talk a lot. It's already 7 minutes, but had to make it just to let you know that $1 a month from everybody is not working. They're not doing it. So if you can give more than that, please. So thanks. Keep it up. Share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, send me your videos on corruption, and I'll post it.